This is Season 4 of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Today on the show, we'll talk about our new topic, vroom vroom cars, plus what some people do in their cars, like sex.
Yeah, plus news from around the world, and we'll open up the mailbag.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Welcome to episode 10. Here we go.
Everything you need to know.
This is Totally Useless Vehicle Information with Nick, Meet Me, and Roy.
I get a kick out of that every single time. Room, room.
In 1908, the Model T was introduced by Ford Motor Company. It was the first time a car was available to the average person. But still, the cost was $850 in 1908. That was astronomical money.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
By 1925, because of mass production and the way Ford created the assembly line, get ready. By 1925, you could buy a brand new Ford Model T, as any color you wanted, as long as it was black, for $260.
No.
Yes, from 1908 to 1925, the price went down drastically because of the ability to build them so much quicker. It cut the cost on the car.
That's amazing. Wow. That's pretty cool. I like that one.
Yes, me too.
Awesome. I don't know if you were a fan of the show Knight Rider in the 80s.
I've seen the show, but I was not a fan of it.
Well, a lot of people that were car fans, like really loved the cars that they use on the show, were big fans of the show.
My car always had air conditioning.
Right.
Car fans.
That's right. It was a big air
Go ahead,
conditioner.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
interrupted you.
It won't shock you to learn that in its debut year, demand was very high for the Pontiac's hottest car because they used Pontiacs in the show. This meant NBC can only get 4 cars to do the Knight Rider's entire first season. Really costly, but they got lucky. In 1983, a car transporter derailed in California. Although the cars were fine, General Motors sold 10 to 12 Firebirds off that train to the studio for $1 each, under the condition that they had to be destroyed once they stopped filming the show.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
right.
Universal, they honored that request, apparently, according to reports, by dropping a wrecking ball on them. But kits were made out of the 1982, 83, and 1984 Trans Am, as well as the base Firebird hardtop.
Yeah, the formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Firebird formula. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And the voice that
The actor
ridiculous-
was Craig Daniels.
Craig Dane, but it was that strange hello, I'm talking to you. It had no like emotion in the
No,
voice.
not at all.
They're kind of like us. There are an estimated 1.2 billion cars in the world today. 1.2 billion cars. By 2040, it is estimated that there'll be over 2 billion cars. Okay, of which I guess half will be used Subarus. Subarus are amazing. That's the number one resale of a car, by the way. So to help people out, if you're saying, I want to buy a car that has a good resale value, Subaru. Number one in customer satisfaction. Okay. And number one oldest cars on the road. So I mean, it's just amazing. Subarus. And by the way, go and buy a Subaru today from your local Subaru dealer.
Yeah. No, they're not a sponsor yet, but they might be. But if
You get a pair of Birkenstocks when you buy that car.
You do. I do follow the stock market. Carol Shelby was having trouble coming up with the name for the Mustang that they were building. After some brainstorming and throwing around some ideas, Shelby goes, "Hey, how far away is the shop from this office building?" And someone said, "About 350. All right, we're calling it the GT350.
Wow.
So if the shop was 400 feet away from the building, they would have called it the GT400.
Cool.
GT350.
Actually, did you know that the original Mustang that comes out, now you were saying Carol Shelby.
Yes.
So Shelby really wasn't. It was more of God, what's his name? The one that wrote Lee Iacocca,
Mhm.
who came out with the Mustang. Shelby really came out with the GT350, which was more of a different car. That really wasn't the Mustang. But the Mustang, interesting fact about the Mustang is it's one of the few cars that came out in half year, and they marked it half year, 1964 and a half.
Wow. There you
So
go.
that's how the car is marked on titles. 1964 and a half Mustang.
See, totally useless information with Nick and Roy.
So this is really interesting. In the US, 95% of cars are sold in automatic transmission. 95% are automatics. On the other hand, 80% of cars sold in Europe and Japan are manual transmission. Do you drive stick, Nick?
No, I never learned how to drive stick.
I love driving a manual stick shift car. I love it. And I taught my wife how to drive a stick shift car years, like when we first met.
Yeah.
And I taught her how to drive a stick shift car. And, she's really not that great of a driver. She's a very poor driver. But then again, most women are.
Oh, my goodness. Really? Wow. Yeah.
Now, you know that's not true.
No, not at all. Because you just downshifted on your marriage.
And folks, when you go to that website and can't get on, now you know why.
Yeah, nickandroy.com. Send your complaints to nickandroy.com. Oh, look, there's a Deb. Do you know what Deb here? She just emailed us.
Yeah, right.
So the Rolls Royce has that iconic hood ornament, right?
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful ornament. It has a name.
Yes.
The Spirit of Ecstasy.
Oh, yes. And that's what happens when you buy one of those cars.
Yes. And speaking of ecstasy, no, not the drug, but the feeling, our sex topic is coming up next on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Oh, my God. So if you buy a Rolls Royce, you get the Spirit of Ecstasy with it.
Yeah, you don't get ecstasy, the drug. You get to experience ecstasy in the back seat.
Yeah, because you probably have a driver.
Yes. Okay, every once in a while on this show, we always quote Rodney Dangerfield. He said, "My wife wanted to have sex in the backseat of the car, but she wanted me to drive." There you go, Rodney Dangerfield.
In 2017, Tesla became the second most valuable car company. Now, you know me, Nick, and you don't have to start me off about Elon Musk and Tesla because I just don't understand why people buy that car, but they do, and there's loads of them on the road. But Tesla is the second most valuable car company. Guess who the first is? It's General Motors. General Motors is still the number one most valuable car company in the world.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean they sell the most cars, but they are the most valuable car company. And coming in number two is Tesla, who can't even get a damn car off the damn line properly. But what the hell? Yeah. Why not?
They're waiting to put in the engine.
Oh my God. It's really, yeah. Okay. Can you believe it though? That's wild.
Now, speaking of Volkswagens, if you know some of the Volkswagen model names, and you're trying to wonder, well, where did they come from? And in a future episode of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, I will come up with car names and how they came to be. But in Volkswagen's case, they were named after winds. A Passat is the German word for trade wind. Jetta is named after the jet stream, and the Volkswagen Golf is named after the Gulf Stream, not the sport.
Really?
So Passat is the German word for trade wind, Jetta is for jet stream, and Golf is named after the Gulf Stream.
Why do they spell it Golf?
I don't know. They're German. What do they know?
What? It's a name to Liechtenstein, and they had too much beer to drink. So basically, you're saying that the story was just passing wind.
That's right. It was. Full of hot air. And speaking of which, you're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Hey, how about you pop into the back seat and
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Wow, wow.
Chicka, bow, wow.
Oh, yeah. All about sex.
wasn't talking to you. I was just talking to our audience. Thank you for listening. And for those of you who are prudes, this one's for you.
The following segment of the Totally Useless Information podcast may be too sultry and too sexy for some listeners.
Ooh. Are you hot in here, or is it just me? What's your major? In 2014, UC Berkeley's survey found that arts and humanity majors have the most sex. Arts and humanities. If you major in arts,
is that even a course? Arts?
Well,
art
it is a course.
but
Apparently, it's an intercourse with them. But arts and humanities majors, and humanities majors have more sex, while science and engineering majors had the least sex. Surprise!
Of course
Surprise.
they did, because they have pocket protectors.
Yeah, and also the Band-Aids on their glasses gets in the way.
Oh,
and by the way,
of course they do.
Here's further to that study. In 2014 at Berkeley, over half of the engineering major respondents were virgins.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. In college, I was a male model for the arts, for them to draw naked male models.
Yeah.
You wonder how this whole thing starts out, right?
That's right, yeah. It's all about perspective.
Yeah. Well, folks, something happened last week. Nick had a birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
Well, thank
Nick.
you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And to all of you who went to nickandroy.com and sent your birthday messages, thank you very much. Roy put out a message on Facebook. Go to nickandroy.com and send Nick a birthday message. So thank you to all of you.
Thousands of people sent this guy a birthday message.
Right. And because I'm a year older, I had to increase the font by that much.
Right. And most of the messages were pretty nasty, but thank you anyway.
Thank you anyway. You made the effort. We appreciate that. So thank you.
So let's get back to sex, shall we?
Sure.
Many studies have been done, but scientists are still unsure why we have pubic hair. Their best guess is that it holds secretions that hold pheromones or sexual scents. Scents. Right. Okay. Can we say longer shower? I mean, take a shower, folks. If you stink like sex smell, there's a little bit of a problem. You need, first off, shave it off.
So what you're saying is shorter hair, longer showers.
Listen, there's no need to be lying around on the rug.
Oh, boy. Woo. Boy, I have to open up a window, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Don't beat around the bush. No.
That's right. So, because I'm older, I just got a hot flash. The sex box.
Nick, wait a minute. Hold on a second, though.
Yeah.
But can you imagine? We're supposed to listen to the science. The science.
Of
the
course,
science,
it is
remember?
the science. It is the science.
I'm going to listen to somebody about COVID when they don't even know why we have pubic hair.
Well, I'm not sure, but longer showers, shorter hair, longer showers. That's the T-shirt we're going to make.
You're great.
Yeah. There was a British television show called Sex Box, where couples went into a box on stage in front of a live studio audience. They had sex, and then they came out and talked about the sex they just had with a panel of sexperts.
Really?
Yeah.
I went on that show, but a week later, I came out of the box with Heidi Klum. Boy, did we have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so did her lawyers and yours, right? And the funny thing is, when you were on that television show, you went in by yourself.
Yeah, it took me a week, though, to get excited.
That's right.
I went in by myself.
You went in by yourself and
Came out and had a whole lot to talk about. I gotta hand it to them.
That's right. Yes. Wow. Let's pause for a commercial break. Oh, it's only 2 minutes. Okay, he'll be done.
I was in there for 5 hours, and I never felt alone.
That's when I discovered I was ambidextrous.
Now, let me tell you something. Don't say anything that'll rub me the wrong way, but go ahead.
No, it's actually your turn to tell the people about sex on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Avocados are also known as the fruit I like avocados and guacamole. I tell you the truth, when I found this out, it upset me. Avocados are also known as the fruit from the testicle tree.
Nice.
Yes. Yes. I tell you the truth, the guys who pick them must have a ball.
Or two.
But when you go to the supermarket, it doesn't say fruit from the testicle tree. It says avocado when you're walking down the produce aisle.
Yeah.
It says avocado on the sign because fruit from the testicle tree probably wouldn't fit on a small sign like that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Vegetables.
Get a bigger sign.
Yeah, I love guacamole, but now I'm starting to. By the way, avocados are also considered an aphrodisiac.
Oh.
No wonder I love guacamole so much. I'm eating it like crazy.
That's right. Yeah, and then your testicles will be really busy.
Oh, sure. Hang out in a tree.
Sudden heart attacks happen during sex. Okay, they're rare.
Mhm.
Most of them happen to men who are cheating on their wives.
Of course it does, because the phone rings.
Where are you?
Shut that FaceTime off.
That's right. Wow, you're eating a guacamole. According to a couple of cardiologists, when heart attacks occur during or after sex, they almost always involve older men in extramarital affairs with younger women. For those men, it would have been safer for them to stay at home and burn off excess energy on the treadmill in the basement.
It's older men in extramarital affairs
That's
when
right.
they get the bill.
Yeah.
That's when they have the heart attack.
Yeah.
How much was this escort service?
What a great way to not pay for the service.
Yes. Well, get ready, folks. There's hope for everyone. Scientists and researchers consider the largest sex organ
Yes.
to be the skin.
Oh.
The skin. That's right. That's right. And the most powerful sex organ to be the brain. So the skin is the largest, and the brain, okay, is the most powerful. Okay. And this kind of explains why scientists and researchers rarely get sex, because they really don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They just keep nudging a woman with their head.
Hey, now what do we do? Just standing there.
I'm trying to use my brain. It's like, no, I'm sorry.
No, that's the wrong head. That's the wrong head.
That's why scientists are usually alone. They're like, hey, baby, look, I got a lot of skin. It's all hanging down, too. Look at that skin hanging under my arm. Sexy, right?
If that's not foreplay, I don't know what is.
Wait a minute. You want to see something really great? I'll take my hat off.
Oh, look out.
There's my brain under there. I mean, come on. Just undo your pants, man.
Get your head out of your ass. An orgasm can alleviate cold symptoms. Now, we are not giving any medical advice here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, okay? We are not giving medical advice. However, research shows that having an orgasm can help clear your sinuses. According to an emergency room physician, Travis Stork, of the doctors. I wonder if he delivers babies. Anyway, the brain tells the adrenal glands to secrete adrenaline during sexual fulfillment.
Right.
This release of adrenaline causes the blood vessels to constrict, which in turn causes the sinuses to open. So the next time you get congested, skip the meds and go for the big O.
Oh, so the orgasm clears your nose.
And your sinuses, yes, absolutely, yes.
Well, I don't know how that's going to work with people that have allergy problems. You're in the park and there's all the pollen around and you're like, hey, I'm sorry, but I have to clear my nose. You'll do. There is this one got me. Okay. I gave up my gym membership and I've called and reinstated my gym membership. Okay. There is a core movement that can be done while working out that will make you orgasm. Now, I would assume that core movement requires a hand and some thrusting, but
perhaps.
No, but apparently it's a female thing. It's a core movement of the core of your stomach that can have a woman orgasm. No wonder the gyms are so packed with women, and they all look like they're having so much fun.
That's right.
Right?
And
It's like, what are you doing over there? They're like,
and they're all touching their stomachs.
yeah, they're breathing heavy. I thought they were just on the treadmill and breathing heavy, like, no, it's not. It's the core movement.
That's just in the parking lot.
I gotta learn this movement.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
And now for something completely useless.
Houseflies have taste buds on their feet, which are 10 million times more sensitive to sugar than the taste buds on the human tongue.
So they have taste buds on their feet.
So that's why the houseflies are all over the place, right, during picnics and whatever, because what do you have on picnics? You have like watermelons and fruits and all kinds of sweet stuff. So they have their taste buds on their feet, 10 million times more sensitive to sugar than our taste buds in our human tongues.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And people know from our show, what's the, what is a housefly hum in?
In the key of F.
Isn't that wild, folks? They hum in the key of F.
You know what also is in the key of F are most car horns, most North American car horns. There you go.
Or in the key of F?
Yes.
Why? To attract flies?
Yes. Speaking of attractions, you go to our website, you can send us an email. It's really simple, nickandroy.com.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
We love reading emails because most of the things that we do on the show were driven by you guys who are listening right now, telling us to do things about cars and sex and so on. The original, I forget what the original 4 were that we chose.
It was food. It was science. It was food, animal, history,
and science.
And science.
Right. And then, of course, we brought in fashion and cars and sex, and which all go together. You dress up nice, you get in my car, and then we have sex.
Right. Exactly. And you go on that TV show, that British TV show, and tell everybody all about it.
Sex box.
Sex
yes,
box.
The old sex box.
Yes.
But now, so what happens is we get these emails, and you guys are fantastic, and we thank you so much. And most of the emails say how happy you guys are that you listen. Very rare that somebody isn't happy, which is great, too. But this is one of those, again, special ones for us because this email is from Harry from MacDill Air Base near Tampa, Florida. So Harry is in the military, okay? And he says he listens to the show with 20 of his airmen friends, okay? So now, not only does he listen to the show, but he has 20 other MacDill Air Force Base Air Force people watching. And he says, thank you for making us laugh and giving us a lot to talk about. Well, Harry, first, me and Nick have to say that we should be thanking you and your buddies. So if you guys are listening right now, we want to thank you for your service. In fact, I want to thank all of you for your service from all of us and our listeners. It's our pleasure to make you guys laugh. And I hope that what we're saying to you is great and that you guys are passing it around. And that's what our show's all about. So it is really an honor to hear that, Harry. Thank you so much. And to you guys, a big shout out to MacDill Air Force Base near Tampa. And let me tell you something too. If you ever run out of ammunition and you're in a battle, just tell a few of Nick's jokes.
Oh,
and the enemy will die right there.
Yeah, you were doing so well. It was so heartfelt and warm and fuzzy in the cockles of my heart and everything else. Wow. But yes, but thank you. We might have useless information, but you guys are quite useful. And
you know, my son lives very close to MacDill.
Oh, it's a really noisy place is what you're saying.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to the gate and go, listen, I want to talk to Harry and his friends.
Yeah. A man was arrested. So anyway, you go to our website and send us an email. It's really easy. Go to our website, nickandroy.com, and click on Contact Us. That's nickandroy.com.
What's in the mail?
Today we talked about cars. We talked about sex. We found out some really interesting things about Roy and his sex box. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
Oh, no.
Thieves.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Here
Thieves,
it comes.
thieves targeted a farm in southeast Minnesota that contained an unusual and surprisingly valuable item, bull semen.
What?
The Austin Daily Herald reports that a canister containing $70,000 worth of bull semen was stolen.
Bull? This is bull's semen.
No bull. Yes, bull semen.
Come on.
It was $70,000 worth was stolen from a barn near Leroy on the border with Iowa.
How much semen is 70,000 worth of
I don't
bull
know. They
semen?
weren't in the Navy.
Nick, is this bull?
No, it's not. Mower County Sheriff Therese Amazi told the newspaper the canister was taken from the farmer's unlocked barn. Well, there you go. Now, you have that much valuable bull semen. Why would you leave the barn door unlocked?
Who keeps semen unlocked? I mean, if you're going to save your semen, you might as well lock it up, right? I mean, it's got to be worth something.
And they think it possibly took place between 11 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. on an Easter Sunday when nobody was on the property.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
So they did it on a holy day.
That's correct.
Between when?
11 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. If you
How did they narrow this down to like a time? Is that when people go stealing bull semen? Is
I
it
don't
like
know.
I better get up because I gotta go out and steal some bull semen?
Now, this is an unusual but not unique crime. The Washington Post reported in 2005 that $75,000 worth of bull semen was stolen from a farm in Maryland, explaining that the difficulty in procuring and storing bull semen, coupled with the animal's sometimes reluctance to breed, leads to a high premium on the goods.
Because bulls are not really sexy animals or Aramis at that even.
No.
So I guess to get them excited and stuff, I don't know what you'd have to do. I mean, stick a couple of horns on Heidi Klum. I mean, I don't know what you do.
Now, police have no suspects at this stage, and the case has been handed over to investigators.
You gotta hand it to them. They're gonna get more bull semen.
So basically,
do they have to take a sample of the bull semen to figure out?
That's right.
Hold on a minute, I gotta get a sample.
That's right. So they asked a couple of bulls here. They showed them a copy of Playboy, and then they wanted to check the sample.
They showed them a copy of Play Cow. What are you talking about? The one cop said to the other cop, "Hey, stop being a jerk."
Wow, look at
what are you talking about? I'm trying to get a sample.
Play Cow. Look at the udders on that one. Police have
Udder
no
what?
suspects. Yes.
But anyway,
So apparently, according to police, the thieves came and went.
Nick, how are we going to get to the bottom of this? We need to keep on this story.
That's right, just in case. So you stay tuned to Totally Useless Information.
Nobody
with
should
Nick
be
and Ray.
able to get away with that.
No,
When
but $70,000 worth. Come on now. Quite valuable stuff.
70,000, is that like a gallon or maybe 5 gallons?
We're not sure. We'll check to see exactly how much they contain. But in the meantime, this is all.
Boy, I'll tell you the truth. This is a sticky crime. Oh, no.
The thieves came and went. That's all the time. Oh, thank goodness. That's all the time we have.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of crime erupting in this state.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. Listen every week as more and more of you are getting totally useless information from us than any other source around the world. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll scour the internet far and wide to find more useless information for you guys next time.
And while we're doing that, you need to tell a friend about the trend. You need to push us on social media. Do like the guy from MacDill Air Force Base, Harry. Harry's a nice guy. He's got 20 friends listening. That's our thing. 20 friends. That's what every single listener needs to do.
That's right.
Thank you. We'll thank you in advance.
I'm
And
Nick.
then we'll get to the bottom of this bull sperm thing.
It's bull semen. Come on now, get it
Ooh,
right.
that's true. That would be the combination of sperm and semen, I guess. I don't know.
Bull semen. I'm Nick.
Wait a minute. No, they weren't seamen. They were airmen. They were in the Air Force.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
Thanks for listening.